Hello friends, I Mr. Basawaraj Nipani welcome you all to Sir Kalam Tutorial YouTube education channel, which is working in association with Karnataka All Competitive Exams Education channel. So dear friends, as you all know, in my previous video, we have already discussed about kinds of parts of speech, in which we have discussed about noun, pronoun and adjectives. So in today's session, we shall discuss about another type of parts of speech, that is the fourth important kind of parts of speech, that is verb. And I hope you all know the meaning of verb. Verb is an action word. When we were discussing about parts of speech, already I have defined all the parts of speech in one single sentence. As I have already told you, the definition of verb is this: verb is an action word. So in general meaning, what we call verb. Verbs are action words, a word that shows or tells about an action. The word which shows action or which tells about an action is called a verb. And verbs are used to show an action. We use different words in English language to show an action and to show the fact of noun or pronoun and to show the possession of noun and pronoun and also to show what happens with noun or pronoun. They are called verbs. So now let us see how these verbs are used in English language. What are the different uses of verbs? In which way verbs are used? That can be discussed here. So here let us see first one. Verbs are used in three different ways. The first one is that action, second one is fact, third one is possession. Let us see the first one. Verbs are used in three different ways: to show an action, to show fact, to show possession and to happening. They are used in four different ways. There are four uses of verbs which we could see in English grammar. So in first way we can see that action, they are used to show action. Here let us see the example. Ravi is playing football. So here words like playing, is playing shows the action of Ravi. Let us see example number 2. Rani gives a pen to her friend. So here the word give shows that Rani is giving something. Rani is making some actions. What she is doing? She is giving pen to her friend. So she gives a pen to her friend. Rani gives a pen to her friend and Ravi is playing football. So here in the first two examples, they show action. Let us see the second one. Facts. They speaks about fact. They talk about facts of nouns and pronouns. Let us see the example. Radha is a lawyer. Second example, they are my friends. So here verbs are also used to show or speak about the existence or the beingness of noun or pronoun. So Radha is a noun here. They is also pronoun here. So to show the existence of Radha and they, we use two different words such as is and are. They show the beingness or the existence of nouns or pronouns. So they speak about the fact of noun or pronoun. This is the second use of verb. And in the third use you can see they show or talk about possession. Possession means they speak about ownership of noun and pronoun. Okay, what a noun or pronoun owns, what a noun or pronoun possesses. To show that we use verbs. See the example. Anita has long hair. Has, here has is a verb, another has is also verb. These both the has shows the possession of Anita and Pawan. Anita has long hair. Anita possesses, Anita owns long hair. Pawan has good voice. Anita has long hair, Pawan has good voice. So here These both the words are verbs which show the possessiveness of Anita and Pawan. Go to example number 4. They are also used to show or talk about happenings. We use verbs to show or to speak about what happens with noun or pronoun. Here you can see the example number 1. Raju failed in the exam. Rita was killed in Mumbai attack. Failed is a verb here. Killed is a verb here. These both the verbs shows that something has happened with Raju and something has happened with Rita. Something has happened. So means what happens with noun or pronoun. To show that we use some verbs. They are also words. They are also verbs. So these are 4 different uses of verbs. Verbs are used to show action. Verbs are used to show facts. Verbs are used to show happenings. And verbs are used to show possession of noun or pronoun. So these are 4 different uses of verbs in English grammar. Now let us jump to discuss about kinds of verbs. Then how many kinds are there in verbs? There are 2 kinds in verbs. There are 2 main kinds in verbs. How many kinds are there? There are 2 kinds. First one is finite verbs. And the second one is non-finite verbs. First one is finite verbs. Second one is non-finite verbs. But let us see the first one now. There are only 2 kinds. First one is finite and the second one is non-finite. But in these finite verbs, there are subkinds. In first kind of verb, that is finite, there are different kinds. Finite verbs means what? The words that change according to number and person of the subject. Means the verbs which change their form. The verbs which change their form according to the number or the person of the subject. According to the number or person of the subject. They are called finite verbs. Means the verbs which have different forms. They are called finite verbs such as V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. I hope you all know. V1 means go, for example. V2 means went. V3 means gone. V4 means going. V5 means goes. Take another example. Talk. V1 means talk. V2 means talk, talked. V3 means talked. V4 means talking. V5 means talks. V1 is used after first person and first person plural and second person singular and second person plural and third person plural. And V5 is used after third person singular in simple present tense with S form. Go, went, gone, going, goes. Talk, talked, talked, talking, talks. So in this way, verbs used to change their form according to number and subject of the person, or according to number, according to person, according to the subject of the person, they changes in their form. They are called non-finite verbs. Here you can see the example. I go to market. I go to market. Here go is a verb. Let us see in the second example how go changes in its form. We are going to market. She goes to market. She has gone to market. She went to market. So go, going, are going, goes, has gone, went. We can see the different forms of one single verb, that is go. Go, are going, goes, has gone, went. So in this way, they changes in their form according to the number of subject, person. they are called non-finite verbs. Finite verbs. And in this finite verbs, again there are kinds. In this finite verbs, again there are kinds. In finite verbs, there are subkinds. Let us see the first one, action verbs or principal verbs. And the second one is auxiliary verbs. Try to understand. First one is action verbs or principal verbs. This is the subkind of finite verbs. Action verb means what? The main verb or the principal verb. The verb which works without help of any other word and which has the meaning itself. It has its own meaning. It doesn't take the help of any other word. It shows the meaning. It shows its meaning. It has its own meaning. That is what we call as main verb or principal verb or action verb. Here you can see the example. Manoj sings beautiful song. Swati wrote a letter. Here in these two sentences, sing, wrote, they have their own meaning. They don't take the help of any other word. They give their own meaning. Sings means sing. Wrote means wrote. Who wrote? Swati wrote. Who sang? Manoj sang. Who sings? Manoj sings. Manoj sings a beautiful song. Swati wrote a letter. Who writes? Swati writes. She wrote. Manoj sings. Sing. Sings means sing. That is the complete meaning of that word. Wrote means that is the complete meaning of that word. So they don't take the help of any other word to have the meaning. Such verbs are called main verbs. Okay. And in this main verbs or principal verbs or action verbs, again there are two types. First one is transitive verbs, another one is intransitive verb. Transitive verb means what? The verbs that take objects are called transitive verbs. Means the verbs which take both the subject and object. As you all see in tenses, subject plus verb plus object. You can study it in tense. Means the verbs which take subject as well as object. Subject means noun, object means noun or pronoun. Subject means noun or pronoun, object means noun or pronoun. So in which sentence we can see two nouns? You got my point? So object, it must be followed by noun, and subject will be always noun or pronoun, but object must be followed by noun. If the verb takes object from subject to object, if it is followed from subject to object, that is called transitive verb. In ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕರ್ಮಕ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದಗಳು. Okay, for your basic information I just gave you the meaning of Kannada. Subject plus verb plus object. The verb which takes or which is followed by subject and object is called transitive verb. Here you can see in the example, Rama is eating a mango. Here eating is a verb which takes subject Rama and object mango. Mango is also noun, Rama is also noun. Object must be noun only. Okay, if object is noun, then only that is called transitive verb. Then see the second example. Anu cuts a vegetable. Vegetable is noun, Anu is a noun, and verb is cuts. So cuts and eating are followed by both subject and object. They are eating continued its journey to the object. Cuts, cutting, continued its journey to the vegetable, that is object. This is called transitive verbs. The verb which continues its journey to the object or the verb which takes the object is called transitive verb. And what do we mean by intransitive verb? The verb that don't take objects are called intransitive verbs. Means intransitive verbs don't take objects, they complete their action with subject itself. They complete their action with subject itself. They are called intransitive verbs. Here you can see the same examples are followed here. Rama is eating. Arun cuts. Here there is no object in first sentence as well as in second sentence. And there is no necessary of object also, even though they give meaning, even though they give complete sense. Both the sentences are giving complete sense. Rama is eating. What he is eating, it doesn't matter. Anu cuts. What she cuts is doesn't matter. So they completes their action with subject itself. Rama is eating. Anu cuts. These kinds of verbs are called intransitive verbs. ಅಕರ್ಮಕ, ಸಕರ್ಮಕ ಮತ್ತು ಅಕರ್ಮಕ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದಗಳು. And the second main kind in finite verbs, that is second main kind in finite verbs. One more time, let me repeat you. There are two kinds in verbs. First one is finite, second one is non-finite. In finite there are two kinds. First one is action verbs or main verbs or principal verbs, and the second one is auxiliary verbs. And in action verbs or main verbs or principal verbs there are two kinds. First one is transitive, another one is intransitive. Transitive means the verb which takes subject and object both, that is called transitive. Intransitive means the verb which takes only subject and completes its action there itself, that is called intransitive. And let us see second main kind of finite verbs, that is auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. I hope you all know about this. The words which helps the main verb in the sentence is called auxiliary verb. They are also called be form of verbs, such as am, is, was, were, have, has, do, does, did, shall, should, will, would. These all are called auxiliary verbs. They help the main verb in the sentence. Here you see the example, and they are also used to make questions, as you all see them in yes no type questions. Here you can see example number first. John is teaching English. Is helping verb here. Do you like sweets? Do is helping verb. Do is helping like. Is helping teaching. So these are helping main verbs. So they are called helping verbs. And let us go to non-finite verbs. Second main kind of verb. First one is finite. Second one is non-finite. Non-finite means what? The verbs that never change their forms are called non-finite verbs. Finite verbs means they change according to the subject, person, number and something else. But here non-finite verbs, they don't change. They will always remain the same. They never changes in their form. Such verbs are called non-finite verbs. Here you can see the example. In non-finite verbs there are three types: infinitives, participles and gerunds. There are three types in non-finite. First one is infinitives, second one participle, and third one gerund. All these three types can be discussed here in these examples only. Here you can see the example number first. I like to dance. Here the verb which is followed by two plus verbs ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. 2 plus verbs. Here you can see to and dance. I like to dance. I like to play. I like to jump. I like to sing. So you can use any base form of verb with to. That becomes infinitives. Non-finitives, first type is infinitives. And next example you see, She wants to meet me. To meet, to eat, to kick. In this way, you can use any base form of verb along with to. That becomes infinitive. Infinitive verbs. Okay. So these are examples of first type of non-finitive verbs, that is infinitive. See example number third. See example number 3. I saw him killing his brother. I saw him killing his brother. Students come. Here word is missing. Students come into class saying good morning. Here you can see the verb killing and saying. They never change. They will always remain the same in sentence. These are called participles. Participles. These are called participles. First are called infinitives. First two are called infinite. Non-finite. First type is infinite. Second type is called participle. Third is called gerund. Okay, you will get this in grammar book. So here you can see, I saw him killing his brother. Students come into class saying good morning, saying and killing. So in participle, verbs will be always having ing form. Okay, I saw him killing his brother. I saw him beating his brother. I saw him watching TV. Okay, I saw him watching TV. I saw him blaming his friend, like that. Students come into class saying good morning. Students come into class saying hi sir. Students come into class saying how are you sir. In this way, they will be always having ing form. They are called participles. And third type of non-finitive verbs are called gerunds. Gerunds means these verbs also have ing form with base form of verb, but they are always used at the beginning of sentence. When ing form of verbs are used at the beginning of the sentence, they are called gerunds. Here let us see the example. Reading is good habit. Reading is good habit. They are used as a noun here. Reading is used as a noun here. Drinking is also used as a noun here. Okay. Reading is good habit. Drinking is bad habit. So they are always used at the beginning of sentence. So these are called gerunds. The types of non-finitive verbs are infinitives, participles, and gerunds. And non-finitive verbs means which don't change their forms. And finitive verbs means which change according to the number of subject, according to noun, according to the number of noun, according to the subject of noun or pronoun. They are called finitives. In finitives, there are two types. First one is action verb, second one is auxiliary. In action words, there are two types, transitive and intransitive. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please like my video, share my video, and if you are first viewer of my video, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for my upcoming video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.